Hello everybody and welcome to this Burbling class. Today's class is in my series called Around the World in 80 Days, which we haven't had a class on for a little while, and today we're actually going to be looking at Canada, which we have looked at before, but today the topic is orca. So orca is another word or another name for the killer whales, which are those black and white whales that are often in movies. I'm pretty sure there's a famous movie with one of these, and I can't think of the name. If anyone knows it, let me know. It's primarily a reading class today, but we will be speaking too. So if you would like to follow along with us, I think the class is fully booked. So if you have booked a slot, come on in now. And if you're interested in the topic, do follow along with us live on Google Plus on Verbling. And we're going to be reading all about orca in Canada, which is kind of exciting. I don't know, I'm a wildlife kind of a person, so I find animals and wildlife quite interesting. And especially whales, because they're just so big and they live in the ocean. So I'm looking forward to hearing about this topic today and practicing reading with you guys. So do come along in. Before we get started on today's topic, I just want to share a couple of pages with you if you're new to Verbling. These will help you out with your experience, hopefully. So there's 2 pages in the chat box. The first one is my Facebook page, and if you check that out, you can see what's going on. I sometimes do post some useful or some fun, entertaining stuff as I go through my weeks. And you can keep in contact with me and the other students via Facebook. And if you want to find out a little bit more sort of concrete information, then the best place to go is to the second link, which is my Verbling teacher page. And there you will find all the information you should need about classes, about me as a teacher, about upcoming classes, those classes which we're doing now, and also about private tutoring if you're interested in having a one-on-one class with me or any of the other teachers. Then visit their teacher page and you can find out more and see their schedule. So with all that aside, we're going to say hi and see who we've got today to talk about Canada. So if everybody could please just keep their microphone muted unless they're talking. It just helps to have a better class, a more peaceful environment so that we can all hear clearly. So thanks, guys. Okay, we'll start with the lovely Andre, because your name starts with an A, which is a great letter for a name to start with. How are you?
Hi, Amy. I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, thank you, Andre. So you haven't actually celebrated Christmas, have you?
Sorry?
I said you haven't actually celebrated Christmas, have you?
Yes. We haven't.
Yeah. So okay. So if I'm asking you a negative question, if you want to agree with me, you've got to say no. Okay. So you haven't celebrated. No, we haven't. It's a bit confusing, right?
Problem with logic.
Okay, I think it's not your problem, it's the English language's problem, because it doesn't really make sense. No, we haven't celebrated. That's sort of like the idea that you're giving me, right? So you can say no. So what have you been doing, Andre?
Actually, I have been working. And preparing for holidays. I was buying presents for my family and friends and so on.
All right. And when does your holiday begin?
My holiday begins on 31st of December, but everybody start to celebrate at the night between December 31st and January 1st, because it is a new year. So
yeah, absolutely. So we call it New Year's Eve, and that's the 31st of December, or the night, right? And then we've got New Year's Day, which is the 1st of January. So that's great. You've got one more day to wait, Andre. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Well, you've been working longer than most of us, I should think, so enjoy it.
Thank you. You too.
And welcome to the class. Okay, the next person is called Classes pa.
Yes,
And I
that's
have no
right.
idea
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
My name is Ariadna. It is a pleasure to be in this place, okay?
It's a pleasure to have you. Did you say your name was Ariana?
Yes, Ariadna. I think it is a strange name, okay?
Would you be able to type it for me, please? Because
Okay.
I'm not sure I caught that. It sounds like a very pretty name. Ah,
Thank you very much.
Ariadna. I know that name. All right, sorry, I didn't hear properly. That's a lovely name, Ariadna. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain in Canary Islands.
The Canary Islands. Awesome. Which
Yes,
Canary
right.
Islands?
I live in Tenerife.
Oh, that's such a beautiful place. You lucky thing.
Thank you very much.
You
But
live in
I prefer to live in a big city, for example, United Kingdom, United States, or even Ireland. Okay, but I think it is a smart island for me.
Yeah, I can imagine it probably would be. It's sort of like an absolutely beautiful place to go for a holiday, but maybe if you live there, it gets a bit boring.
Yes, I agree with you.
All right, well, I think you must be my first student from Tenerife, so welcome, Ariadna. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, who's next? We have Juan or Juan Albert something. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, Juan. I haven't met you before, have I?
Uh, I don't think so.
All right, well, it's lovely to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
From Mexico. What time is it in Mexico at the moment?
I don't know because I'm currently in Brazil.
Ah, good answer. And what are you doing in Brazil? Are you having a holiday?
Yeah, for the New Year.
New Year's holiday. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is very cool. I'm just imagining that Brazil is a cool place to spend New Year.
I think it is because people say that it's the best party over the world for the New Year. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
let's
All
see.
right, well,
I'm gonna see.
you'll have to get lots of sleep today, Juan, so that you can party all day tomorrow when it's party time.
Yes.
All right, well, nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right, now we have the lovely Mulam. I have no idea how to say your name.
Almost like you have spelled it. Spelled it. It's Mulham. Mulham. It's Mulham.
Mulham. Mulham.
Mulham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mulham.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Mulham. Where are you from?
Nice to meet you too. I'm from Syria.
From Syria. Awesome. Well, how long have you been studying English for?
Um, I've been studying for like 3 or 4 months, but like seriously studying for the TOEFL test. But before that, I kept just reading online and watching movies. Yeah,
All right. So you've been
for
studying for a
years.
little while. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
but
gonna say,
reading online and watching movies since like 8 years or 10 years maybe.
hmm Wow, well, it's amazing how much you can learn from just doing that. So it sounds like your English is pretty good, Mulham.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, welcome. So nice to have lots of new faces today. Um, who else do we have? We have Omnia, maybe.
Hi.
Hello, did I say your name right or wrong?
No, it's correct. It's right.
Yay! Okay, well, that was quite an easy one. Omnia, where are you from?
I'm from Egypt.
And do you live in Egypt right now?
For now, yes, but next year I will be in UK.
Ah, okay. Whereabouts in the UK are you going? London?
No, Manchester.
Manchester. Okay, awesome. Why are you going to the UK? Why? Why are you going there? Are you still there, Omnia? She's gone. I scared her off. All right.
I don't think so.
Thank you. Thank you for that vote of confidence. All right, Omnia, I'm dying to know why you're going to the UK, so you'll have to tell me when you get back. Hopefully you'll be back soon. All right, Paolo, hello.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Jinx! You can't speak
Yeah.
now, no. Only joking. Paolo, I've met you before, haven't I?
No, yes, you quite, you're right.
Yes, I
This
thought
is
so.
the first time.
All right, so
So
where are you from?
I live in Italy. Exactly, I live in Bologna now because I moved to in Bologna for job reason because I was born in Rome.
Okay, and what's your job?
I'm a policeman here.
Ah, you're a
So yes,
policeman.
yes, police. I'm trying to hone my skill in English because I'd like to work abroad in the
Okay.
future,
Mhm.
but I hope to improve as soon as possible because in March I have an important important English exam, so that's why I'm here.
All right, so you have a very important New Year's resolution, Paolo.
Yeah, yes.
Well, good luck. I hope you
Thanks,
study hard, and I'm sure you'll get great results for your exam.
thanks, teacher.
Okay, so welcome to you, Paolo. And who else do we have? Patricia, or maybe Patricia. Who knows?
Good night, Amy. Good night, everybody.
Hello. I'm great, thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain. Well, actually, I live in Barcelona. Do you know Barcelona?
Wonderful.
I think, yeah.
Yes, I've been to Barcelona and I loved it. Are you originally from Barcelona?
No, actually, I'm from Madrid, but I live in Barcelona from 10 years or so.
Okay. And which do you prefer, or is it too difficult to decide, Patricia?
Well, I do prefer Barcelona, of course.
Of course! Don't say that too loudly. Your
Yes, we have the
hometown will be
sun,
offended.
the beach is very beautiful, Barcelona. I love Madrid, but I prefer Barcelona.
All right. Well, excellent that you're living there. Wonderful. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Who else do we have? We have Rebecca. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Rebecca. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain as well. Nice to meet you.
Which part of Spain? Are you in Barcelona as well?
No, well, I'm right now in Spain because it's Christmas time, you know, and I came 1 week ago from the UK because I'm currently living there. I'm living there for almost 1 year, and I think I'm staying in the UK until the summer.
All right, until the summer, so another 6 months. How's it going? Whereabouts are you living? In which part?
Okay, I'm living in Surrey. You know Surrey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. The town it's called Choban.
Mm-hmm. I
And
don't
it's
know that town, but yeah, Surrey
yeah,
is.
it's quite near to London.
Yeah.
It just take me about 25 minutes to get to London by train from walking. But you know, I have the advantage to live near to London and living outside because to live in London is too stressful.
Yes, I can imagine. I've never actually lived in London, but I've always thought that it would be very stressful, so I completely understand that, Rebecca.
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome to the class. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
And we're going to say hello to Tung Pham, or maybe Tung.
Yes, the second one.
The
You're
second
right.
one, Tung.
Yes.
Okay, hello, Tung. Where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam. Nice to meet you.
Vietnam. Nice to
Yes.
meet you too. And so you're in summer right now, is that right?
Summer? No. Actually,
Winter?
it's winter, yes.
Winter? What's the weather like? Is
Winter.
it still warm for you or is it cold?
Actually, I don't know. Because now I'm living in France.
Ah, all right. It's
Yeah.
always it's like a trick question.
Yes.
So which part of France are you living in?
I live in Marseille now.
Wow, awesome. Do you like living in France?
Yes.
Well,
It's
I can imagine it would be
Marseille
good.
is quite such a beautiful city.
I've never been, but yeah, I've heard that. So, well, you lucky
You
thing.
should be there. You should be here.
Well,
Come
one
here.
day maybe I will go to Marseille. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay. You should
Well,
let me
welcome.
know.
Okay, I will. I will let you know. I'll come and visit you if you're still there.
Okay. See you.
Okay, so I'm trying to keep up with all the students today, and I think we have one last student, Quentin. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Have I met you before, Quentin?
Yes, we did.
I thought so, but I think you've changed your picture.
Yes, you're right.
What is your picture now?
It's a stormtrooper from Star Wars.
Ah,
Come on.
Stormtrooper. Actually, I was translating some Star Wars costumes from Spanish recently, and I hate to say it, I didn't know anything about Star Wars, and I learned so much because I had to keep looking up all the names of things. But I didn't recognize it. It's not a good sign, is it, Quentin? I obviously need time to study. Oh dear. All right. Well, welcome to the class. It's lovely to have all of you. We're going to get started with our topic for today. Usually what I do is like a little introduction to the country before we start reading, and I usually nick something off Wikipedia, but today I thought we'd have something different because we have done Canada before. So we're going to look at a website which is called 50 Insane Facts About Canada, and I'm just going to get you guys to choose one fact to read that you think is interesting. So if you'd like to load up the website. We're going to go along, and I'm going to get Andre to go first. Andre, we've got 50 insane facts about Canada. We're going to learn some interesting info before we start reading about the orcas. So here we go. We'll scroll down, and Andre, can you choose something from geography and read it out for us? Are you able to see that okay?
Yes.
Cool.
Should I choose one fact about geography?
Yes, please.
The world's first UFO landing pad was built in 1967 in St. Paul, Alberta.
Excellent. Isn't that crazy?
And what is landing pad? I know.
Yeah?
So it's field for landing the UFO, right?
Exactly.
Not field,
like
but area.
Like a platform, something like a platform. Yes.
Yeah.
Could you please just explain what a UFO is, Andre, in case there's somebody who doesn't know?
It's an unidentified flying object, right?
An unidentified flying object, yes.
Unidentified, yeah.
And what's that really? Can you give me another word for it?
Flying saucer?
Yeah, a flying saucer or a spaceship, right?
Yeah, spaceship of aliens,
So,
yeah, right.
Canada has the first spaceship landing pad. I don't know if any spaceships have landed on that yet, but we will see. Thank you, Andre. Okay, Ariadna, could you choose another geography fact to read, please?
I think, for example, there are 1,453 airports in Canada, I think.
Yep, 1,453.
Yes, all right.
That seems like a lot of airports, doesn't it? I'm guessing that there are lots of small airports so that you can travel around the country because it's such a big country. So interesting. Okay, let's go on to the next section, which is called wildlife. And Juan, could you pick a fact to read from wildlife, please?
Yes. 850 meters, the length of the world's longest beaver dam found in northern Alberta.
Wow, that is impressive. Could you explain to us what a beaver dam is?
A dams, well, it is used. It's a construction to hold the weather, I think.
Yes, that is true, but this is a beaver dam, which is extremely different in one particular way. Do you know what a beaver is?
No, I don't know.
Okay, can anyone tell us what a beaver is?
I guess it's an animal.
It's an animal, right? It's this picture here is supposed to be a beaver. It has big teeth, it chews wood, and it actually creates or makes its own dam, which is its house. So it's made by an animal, this dam, and it was 850 meters long, which is kind of impressive. Thank you, Juan.
Wow. Thank you.
Good choice. Okay, Mulham, your turn to choose a wildlife fact.
I'll go for the second one in the left. Tens of thousands of garter snakes can be seen mating in snake pits near Winnipeg. Winnipeg.
Okay, this one gives me shivers down my spine because I'm not a big fan of snakes. If you look this up, you can see pictures of this enormous gathering of garter snakes all writhing in these pits, and it's absolutely the stuff of nightmares. So if you like snakes, go ahead. You can apparently watch them from viewing platforms, and yeah, that's kind of a strange fact. Thank you, Mulham. All right, the next section is...
Garter snakes is a type of snake, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, a type of snake.
Thanks.
Paolo, could you choose a food and drink fact, please?
I choose macaroni, and the cheese is the most purchased packaged grocery item in Canada.
Isn't it? They obviously like macaroni and cheese. Do you guys know what macaroni and cheese is?
Yes, macaroni is the same in Italy, I suppose.
Yep.
Macaroni.
I'm thinking that
it's a kind of pasta.
Yes, the macaroni part is the same. I'm thinking that the cheese part is probably quite different, Paolo.
Yeah, it's not cheese. It's not real cheese.
No, it's definitely not real cheese. You'd probably find it disgusting, to be honest, since you're a very authentic Italian. But anyway, maybe you should try it one time and let me know.
It's not like Parmesan.
No, it's not. It's kind of like a thick, kind of cheddary type sauce, and it's like preserved, so it's in a packet. You just mix it with like water or something. I don't think it's very tasty.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Paolo. Patricia, could you choose a food and drink fact?
Okay. It is illegal to move alcohol between provinces without permission.
That's kind of strange, isn't it? Interesting one, that. So you've got to get permission, I'm assuming, from the government or from like your council or something. It does give you a little footnote if you want to look that up. But you can't move alcohol between provinces, so you can't buy beer in Madrid and take it to Barcelona.
It could be impossible in Spain.
I think so. It's hard to imagine it being possible anywhere. But anyway, interesting fact. Thank you, Patricia. Okay, Quentin, you've got... Does anybody know what this word lingo means? before we start?
Related to languages?
Yep, thank you, Andre. All right, so you've got a lingo section. Quentin, go ahead, choose a fact from the lingo section.
Okay, so 9.5 millions of Canada's 34.9 millions people speak French.
All right, so that's a significant percentage. Did you know the percentage of that already?
No.
No? Have you ever been to Canada?
No, never. I'm going, but yes.
But not yet.
Not yet, yes.
All right, very good. And I think most of these people are in the Quebec province. I might be wrong there, but I think that's true. All right, so Rebecca, your turn.
Sorry, about lingo.
Yeah.
Okay, let me. Okay, 9.5 million of Canadians.
We already just did that one, Rebecca. That was Quentin's. Can you pick another one?
Okay, sorry. The other one. Saint Louis du Canada has the only what is this, town in the world with 2 exclamation marks. Okay.
That is pretty interesting. So the place is called Saint Louis, I guess, du which is yeah. Okay, thank you. All right, last but not least, tongue. Could you choose one more from this lingo section? Tongue,
Okay.
sorry.
Yes, I'm here. Okay, 1,835. The first known use of the term kayak referring to a Canadian.
Well, there you go. Isn't life strange? All right, guys, we've had a bit of an introduction to Canada. We're going to switch over to our reading article. Are you there, Andre?
I couldn't hear you actually because I guess the sound is breaking for me.
Oh,
maybe
sorry,
it's my
Andre.
problem. I'm not sure.
Would you begin reading for?
Okay. The topic, just or.
So, if you could read this title here.
Oh, okay. Quest to see Canada's orcas in the wild.
Excellent. And now we're gonna. Don't forget to take a look at the pictures, guys.
Okay.
And off you go, Andre.
In the wild. Sure.
It's not me. Someone is reading.
Tung, if you could just keep your microphone muted just while we're reading, so that we can each get a nice clear turn.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem. Okay, so Andre, could you continue reading until I tell you to stop, please?
Okay. I almost couldn't believe my eyes. This is exactly why I'd come to British Columbia's Johnstone Strait to find killer whales. My first wildlife memories are of visits to Moose Jaw's Wild Animal Park, now closed collection of small concrete enclosures and pony rides 50 kilometers from Saskatchewan's capital Regina and 2,000 kilometers from the west coast. The experiences offered a window to another world, and I was so moved. I spent my childhood role-playing as an animal trainer, but I'd since learned animals need bigger cages and tanks or none of at all.
Thank you, Andrew. Beautiful reading. All right, so the way this class goes, everybody, if you haven't been before, is we're going to take it in turns to read about a paragraph, depending on the length. Just take your time and practice your pronunciation. If you make any mistakes, I will assist you. And then we'll spend a couple of minutes just checking that everybody understands the vocabulary and the meaning of what we're reading. So, are there any questions about the title or the first few sentences?
Yes, what are Canadians orcas?
All right, excellent question. So Canada obviously is the country. What is an orca? Who can tell me?
Some kind of whale? No?
Yep, correct. Let me just see if there's a better picture. You can only see their fins, right? There you go. That is an orca.
Mm-hmm.
Also called a killer whale. Because, well, actually, I'm not sure why they're called killer whales, because I know that they do kill their prey, but so do lots of other animals. Anyway, okay, any other questions? No? Okay, don't be shy to ask if you do get stuck with any of the words, guys. And I'm going to ask Ariadna, could you read from My First Wildlife, please?
My first wildlife memories are of visit to Moose Jaw's Wild Animal Park, a no-closed collection of small concrete enclosed areas and Pony Ride 50 kilometers from Saskatchewan's capital, Regina, and 2,000 kilometers from the west kilometer. Okay.
I gave you the wrong paragraph to read, Ariadne. We should be going.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My fault.
Okay, no problem. The plight of killer whales in particular gained renewed attention in 2013 with the public fear that triggered parks and prompted protest over the whales' well-being and the safety of trainers. Stock prices dropped, along with attendance at the parks. SeaWorld, meanwhile, announced plans to nearly double the size of the Orcas.
All right, thank you very much, Ariadna. That was really beautiful reading. Actually, there was one word here that I just wanted to go over. This one is concrete. Concrete.
Okay, concrete. Thank you.
All right, so any questions from anybody? Can somebody explain what this word means? The plight.
Plight is like a problem?
Yeah, exactly, like a problem, absolutely. Any other questions about the vocabulary? No, we're all fine? Okay, in that case, I'm going to ask...
Teacher, sorry.
Yes?
To prompt is... what is the meaning? What does it mean to prompt?
Good question. To prompt. Can somebody explain what to prompt means?
Is it like to trigger, or is it different?
Trigger, yes, that's absolutely a good synonym. It means to cause somebody to do something. So you could say to trigger.
Okay.
Let me give you a really good example. If you're in a play and you have to memorize the script, you're an actor or an actress, and you forget your words at some point, you will have a prompt who will remind you of what you've got to say. So it's sort of like causing you to remember your lines, causing you to do something, okay?
Thanks.
No problem. Any other questions? No? Okay, I'm going to ask Andre because he's already read. Andre, could you just tell us quickly, why has the sort of plight or problem that killer whales face come back into the limelight in 2013?
The problem was that about conditions that As I understood from the first paragraph, that about the small enclosures that the whales live in, actually, if I understand correctly.
No, that's absolutely right. Where was the sort of problem focused? Which part of the world?
It's actually treatment of United States involved works. Yeah.
Yeah, so the SeaWorld parks in the USA. Has anybody ever been to SeaWorld in the USA? I think it's in Florida, isn't it?
No.
Nobody? Alright, well, supposedly they're going to double the size of the Orca tanks, so just wait till they've done that and then you can go. Alright, we'll carry on reading. And it is Juan's turn. I came here.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, absolutely.
Pony ride. What's the meaning of pony rides?
Which word? Sorry, Juan?
Pony rides in the second line in the first
pony
paragraph.
ride. What is a pony ride? Good question. You need to know what a pony is before you can find out what a pony ride is. Can somebody explain?
Actually, I know what's a pony is. Okay, got the idea. It's in roller coaster. There's a pony, so she was riding on a pony, right? Pony
yes,
ride.
exactly. It's like a horse ride, basically, but we just say pony. Pony's a smaller kind of a horse.
Got it. Thank you.
Well done. Okay, Juan, off you go with I Came Here.
Okay, I came here to the birthplace of Western Canadian whale, watching to see how viewing orcas in the wild might compare to in aquariums front row seats. Roughly 215 other resident orca reside in the waters near northern Vancouver Island, eating salmon and growing up to 9 meters long. Another 250 big killer whales also pass through the area, feeding on a steady diet of marine mammals. Whale sightings are common, and now perhaps because of a boom in harbor seal and Pacific white sightings. Of population sightings of orcas or orca hunts, though still rare, are occurring with greater frequency.
Well done. That was great reading, Juan. Excellent intonation.
Thank you, teacher.
Any questions?
No,
no questions? Okay, let's continue. Mulham, next paragraph. I joined.
I joined five. Just 1 second. I joined 5 others aboard the MV Gikomi, converted to tugboat on Orsila Expedition's 5-day exploration in the teeming waters east of North Vancouver Island, an area Orsila refers to as Blackfish Archipelago that includes the 110 kilometers long Johnstone Strait. Our captain was Jim Borrowman, who has no fewer than 3 decades of experience tracking orcs in these waters. Can I repeat the last sentence? I think it's the intonation is was totally wrong.
Go ahead.
Who was no fewer than 3 decades of experience tracking orcs in these waters.
Well done. Now, just be careful that you don't say orcs, because if you Orcs are very different from orcas. In fact,
Yeah,
orcs aren't real, right? But they're from Lord of the Rings.
yeah.
But in context, it's quite funny if you say orcs. All right, so these are orcas, okay? Orcas.
Orcas.
Yeah. Well done. And this word here is decades.
Decades.
Yes, correct. So the emphasis is here on the first syllable. Okay, thank you, Mulham. That was lovely reading. Any questions about this paragraph?
Exploration in the teeming waters. Teeming.
Okay, excellent. I was wondering if someone was going to come up with this one. Who can explain what teeming means? Anybody? No? It's not actually easy to guess from this context, but it really means, in this case, full of something, like fish, full of fish. So if the waters are teeming with fish, it means that there's fish everywhere. But it's not giving you much context to work with here, so it's a little bit confusing, but that's what it means. Okay, so let's continue. We're going to go down to as our boat glided, and it is Paolo's turn. Are you there, Paolo?
Yes, I'm here.
Could you read for us, please?
Yes. As our boat glided through the strait's choppy waters, I heard the orcas before I saw them. The blows sounded like muffled gunshots. Then I saw a dorsal fin, and the orca's inky black eye broke the surface. A bubbly wake at his head. Its blowhole spray shot into the air. Adrenaline coursed through me. A fellow passenger shrieked. A Swiss photographer began muttering, his voice betraying deep awe.
Deep awe.
Oh.
Yes.
Deep awe. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, strange.
Yes, English is a strange language, Paolo. All right. What is awe? Can anyone explain what awe is?
When you are surprised, extremely surprised, you are usually
Very good. And we often find it in this word, right? Awesome. It means it's full of awe or surprise or coolness or something like that. Coolness is not a word. Don't write that down. Okay.
So,
this one here.
Teacher, it's O in British because as far as I remember, it's in.
Okay, yeah. English. American accent is correct. So you would say his voice betraying deep awe. But in British accent, it's pronounced awe, the same as this. I'll just type into the chat box to make that clear. Or this. All right. Everyone clear about that? This one here, Paolo, is adrenaline, not line, but lin. Adrenaline.
Okay, adrenaline.
Perfect.
What does it mean? To matter?
To matter. This one here?
Matter. Yes, matter.
Okay. Who can explain what the word mutter means?
Trying to speak, but with hesitation, like something like that, but I can't find the words to describe.
Yeah, that's a nice description. It's not exactly with hesitation. It's more like in a low voice, but very quietly, so that people can't really hear what you're saying. So it's sort of like no one can actually hear what you're saying. They can just tell that you're saying something. Okay.
Tuam is the same. Tuam.
To harm.
No. To whisper. Maybe.
Mumble.
To whisper. No, whisper is like when you don't use your vocal cords, right? When you go just with your mouth. But mumbling, you have to use your vocal cords, but you're just not speaking clearly. You're speaking very, very quietly.
Mumble. Okay.
Oh, mutter. Sorry, mumble. Yeah, mumble is when you're not clear. So they're all just different ways of kind of creating an interesting description. Mutter, quiet, and whisper, not using vocal cords. So that's the difference between those three. Okay, any other questions? Good questions, guys.
In other waters, choppy waters. We had teeming waters. Now it's choppy.
Yes, you guys are going to be able to go and write a book about the sea after this class. Choppy. What does choppy mean? This is a lovely word, actually.
With a lot of rocks, small rocks. No?
Nice try,
Pebbles.
but no, Paolo.
No?
But yeah, that's an interesting idea. No, choppy means that it's a little bit rough. The water is rough if there's wind, right? So the waves are not too big when it's choppy, but you're definitely bumping around a bit. So slightly rough water. Not enough to tip over your boat, but just enough to make you feel sick. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Patricia, it's your turn to read from Borrowman.
Borrowman pointed out a distinctive pale gray saddle patch behind the dorsal fin and identified the orca as one he sees frequently, a 43-year-old male known as A38. Each local whale has been photographed and classified by matriline, or a family of whales descended from a matriarch. In the case of A38, he stayed with his mother until she died, relying on her superior fishing skill for sustenance. In fact, all northern resident male orcas stick closely to their mothers. So strong are the family bonds that a male orca has a 14 times greater chance of dying in the year after his mother dies because of his struggle to feed himself.
Thank you, Patricia. Okay, let's just talk about a couple of words. The first one here is frequently. Frequently.
Okay, frequently.
Very good. This one is a very tricky word to remember in English because the emphasis keeps changing depending on the form. But in this case, it's photographed. Photographed.
Photographed. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's the verb, you have to put the emphasis on the first part. So I photographed something interesting, okay? The topic itself is called photography, and the job is a photographer, but the verb is photographed. And the last one, this one here is a matriarch. A matriarch.
Matriarch.
Great. All right, questions.
What is borrowman? Borrow, I know the meaning, but borrowman altogether?
Borrowman is the name of the guy who is the guide. It's just the name of the man.
Ah, it's just a man. It's a surname
Yes.
of a name. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. What about saddle patch? The first line, saddle patch.
Can somebody tell us what a saddle is? Does anybody know?
The thing saddle is the thing on the horse in order for people to sit on.
Very good. Perfect. It's like the seat that you put on top of a horse. Very good. So a saddle patch is literally, if you think about a horse, the place on his back where you put the saddle is that area of the body that they're talking about, but with a whale rather than a horse. So it's probably, it says here, behind the dorsal fin, right? So you've got the head, the fin, and then you've got the saddle patch. So he obviously had a distinctive something, I guess it was pale grey, maybe looked different to other whales. So this guy, the guide, was able to recognise this particular orca. Any other questions?
Sustenance.
Okay, what does sustenance mean? Anybody have any idea?
It's like nourishment.
Very good. Nourishment is the perfect synonym. Any other questions? No? All right. That means it's Quentin's turn to read as the whales got closer.
Okay, so as the whales got closer, we saw the 17 members of the A30 and the A42 matrilines swimming in small groups, their rapid back and forth movements hinting that they might be on the hunt. A humpback whale that had been feeding nearby squealed and slapped its tail, stealing up to our boat.
Thank you, Quentin. A couple of words here. So this one here is nearby. Nearby. Would you like to just repeat it to get it in your brain?
Oh, sorry, nearby.
Yeah, there you go. And this one is not. This is a bit of a strange one. It's sidling. Sidling.
Sidling.
Yep, from the verb to sidle. Does anyone have any idea what the verb to sidle means? I don't know. I think this is a difficult one to guess. Basically, in this case, it means to, what could I say? It means to get closer to something. In this case, it's getting closer to the boat in a kind of secretive or quiet way. Yes, exactly. So if you sidle up to somebody, you might want to do something secret with them. Maybe you want to like give them a hug, or I don't know. Children sometimes do it to their parents. They sidle up to their parents and give them a hug or something. It's quite a nice little verb. Okay, any other questions?
Squealed, like, what's the difference between squealed and slapped? Slapped like hit. Squealed like what?
Squealed is almost like a scream, but more gentle. So it's like kind of noise.
Oh, I thought it squealed with its tail, so it's... Oh, okay, got it now.
No, it doesn't squeal with its tail. It squeals and then it slaps its tail. Okay. So it's talking. Both of them are talking about noises, because if you slap your tail, it's going to make that kind of clapping noise. But squealing is coming from its mouth, so it'll be sort of like a vocal, squeaky vocal sound. We're learning lots of good words today, everybody. Okay, it's Rebecca's turn to read. Jackie Hildering.
Okay. Jackie Hindering of the Marine Education and Research Society, a guest naturalist on board, explained that the baleen whale was trying to intimidate the orcas to avoid being attacked. Since big orca kill humpbacks, but luckily for the largest whale, the nervy orcas were northern residents that eat fish, no other whales.
Not other whales.
Whales.
Yeah. It's a tricky word, Rebecca.
Yes, it is, yes.
It's important in this particular article, that's for sure. All right, well done. Lovely reading. Any questions?
Baleen is a type of whale, right?
Yeah.
Baleen
Yes,
whale.
it is. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what this is. I will quickly look that up. It's a type of whale for sure, but I'm not sure exactly what type of whale it is. In this case, obviously, we've got humpback whale and we've got the orca, which are the killer whales. I believe they're the same species. I might be completely wrong. But this type of orca, the Biggs orca, actually do kill the humpback, so they have maybe a bit of a confrontation. A baleen whale is a large whale lacking teeth, but having baleen, which is used to filter chiefly small crustaceans out of large quantities of seawater. So I think it's like the traditional whale that you learn about at school, basically. We're going to go on to the next page so that Tung has another section to read. So if you're following along with us in your own screen, just turn the page. And Tung, could you read As We Kicked?
Yes, as we kicked back on the top deck for lunch, the orcas moved languidly in a tight group near the surface. Deckhand Bruce Patterson said they were resting, or as close to sleep as whales get. Unlike humans, whales must consciously remember to breathe and rest by shutting down one brain hemisphere at a time, a fact humans know from studying cetaceans in captivity, he said.
Thank you. Lovely reading, Tung. All right, so we've got some interesting words in here. Does everyone understand everything?
The phrasal verb
Languidly.
kick back.
Okay, we'll do both of those. So we'll go for kick back first. What does to kick back mean?
I think it's the same meaning with comeback, right?
No,
Came
not
back.
exactly. Not exactly.
I think it's like laid back on the top deck for lunch,
Yeah.
like rest.
Exactly
Something like
right.
that, right?
To rest. Perfect. It just is like a slang way of saying rest. Perfect. Well done. And what does languidly mean?
I think it's something like the longitude of the Earth, so it should be like not horizontally, languidly, like
Yeah, that's a really interesting and intelligent way of working out the word, but it actually doesn't mean quite that. It sort of means having low energy, not much energy, appearing to be tired, something like that. Not much activity, not much strength, something along those lines.
Oh, nice.
All right, everybody, well done. Some superb reading here. I think, Andrew, we're going to have to rename the whales because, as you just said, they do have very boring names, don't they? They're just numbers, really. Has anyone ever seen an orca before? In real life, not just on the TV?
Yes, when I was a child, we in Mexico have actually the whale in the movie, that movie about the orca.
That's
And
awesome.
that orca actually was in Mexico. Is where they take it.
Okay, so you've seen one in Mexico, you said, Juan.
Yes.
All right. We actually have them. We had a few in the bay about 5 minutes away from my house a couple of years ago, which was amazing. They were eating stingray. They were literally throwing stingray up into the air. These huge stingray, like being tumbled around, and then catching them in their mouths. And it was totally amazing. And we didn't have to pay or go to SeaWorld. So there you go. You might be lucky. Come to New Zealand. And you can see orca in the bay in Auckland. I hope you enjoyed the class, guys. It was a pleasure to meet all of you if I haven't met you before. Have a great holiday. Enjoy the new year. And if I don't see you before, I will see you in 2015. So see you later.
See you.
Thank you.
See you
Bye
in 1
bye.
year.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.
With all that aside, we're going to say hi and see who we've got today to talk about Canada. So if everybody could please just keep their microphone muted, unless they're talking, it just helps to have a better class, a more peaceful environment so that we can all hear clearly. So thanks, guys. Okay, we'll start with the lovely Andre, because your name starts with an A, which is a great letter for a name to start with. How are you?
Hi, Amy. I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, thank you, Andre. So you haven't actually celebrated Christmas, have you?
Sorry?
I said you haven't actually celebrated Christmas, have you?
Yes.
You
We did.
have?
We haven't.
Yeah. So okay. So if I'm asking you a negative question, if you want
Okay.
to agree with me, you've got to say no. Okay. So you haven't
so-
celebrated. No, we haven't. It's
yeah,
a bit
no.
confusing,
Sorry.
right?
Problem with logic.
Okay, I think it's not your problem, it's the English language's problem, because it doesn't really make sense. No, we say, well, you've been working longer than most of us, I should think, so enjoy it.
Thank you. You too.
And welcome to the class. Okay, the next person is called Classes Pa.
Yes, that's right. Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
My name is Ariadna. It is a pleasure to be in this place, okay?
It's a pleasure to have you. Did you say your name was Ariana?
Yes, Ariadna. I think it is a strange name, okay?
Would you be able to type it for me, please? Because
Okay.
I'm not sure I caught that. It sounds like a very pretty name.
Thank you very much.
Ariadna. I know that name. All right, sorry, I didn't hear properly. That's a lovely name, Ariadna. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain in Canary Islands.
The Canary Islands. Awesome. Which
Yes,
Canary
right.
Islands?
I live in Tenerife.
Oh, that's such a beautiful place. You lucky thing.
Thank you very much. But
You live
I prefer to live in a big city, for example.
Just so big, and they live in the ocean. So I'm looking forward to hearing about this topic today and practicing reading with you guys. So do come along in. Before we get started on today's topic, I just want to share a couple of pages with you if you're new to Verbling. These will help you out with your experience, hopefully. So there's 2 pages in the chat box. The first one is my Facebook page, and if you check that out, you can see what's going on. I sometimes do post some useful or some fun, entertaining stuff as I go through my weeks. And you can keep in contact with me and the other students via Facebook. And if you want to find out a little bit more sort of concrete information, then the best place to go is to the second link, which is my Verbling teacher page. And there you will find all the information you should need about classes, about me as a teacher, about upcoming classes, those classes which we're doing now, and also about private tutoring if you're interested in having a one-on-one class with me or any of the other teachers. Then visit their teacher page and you can find out more and see their schedule. So, no, we haven't celebrated. That's sort of like the idea that you're giving me, right? So you can say no. So what have you been doing, Andre?
Actually, I have been working, and preparing for holidays. I was buying presents for my family and friends and so on.
All right. And when does your holiday begin?
My holiday begins on 31st of December, but everybody start to celebrate, at the night between December 31st and January 1st, because it is a new year. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So we call it New Year's Eve. And that's the 31st of December, or the night, right? And then we've got New Year's Day, which is the 1st of January. So that's great. You've got one more day to wait, Andre. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome to this Burbling class. Today's class is in my series called Around the World in 80 Days, which we haven't had a class on for a little while, and today we're actually going to be looking at Canada, which we have looked at before, but today the topic is orca. So orca is another word or another name for the killer whales, which are those black and white whales that are often in movies. I'm pretty sure there's a famous movie with one of these, and I can't think of the name. If anyone knows it, let me know. It's primarily a reading class today, but we will be speaking too. So if you would like to follow along with us, I think the class is fully booked. So if you have booked a slot, come on in now. And if you're interested in the topic, do follow along with us live on Google Plus on Verbling. And we're going to be reading all about orca in Canada, which is kind of exciting. I don't know, I'm a wildlife kind of a person, so I find animals and wildlife quite interesting. And especially whales, because they're